Hello everybody, I'm here with Jess from EN Publishing to talk to her about your first foray into board games.
Yep, that's absolutely right.
But before we get into that, do you want to tell us a bit about the company and what your regular publishing is?
Yeah, so EN Publishing is a publishing branch of EN World. We are the biggest news and review site for tabletop role-playing games, and we also publish tabletop role-playing games. For example, Level Up Advanced 5th Edition, we're showing Monstrous Menagerie 2 here, which is lots of lovely monsters for your D&D games. And that's what we've been doing for about 20 years, the news site, and been publishing games for a long time as well. And, you know, board games are fun, so we thought we'd do that as well. But we're very much keeping the RPG theme here with Split the Hoard.
Okay. And so Split the Hoard looks to be a card-based board game?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's card-based. It does have some privacy screens and some player boards here, but it's a card-based game. So it's for 2 to 5 players. It's a competitive game, and once people know the game, it takes about 20 to 30 minutes to play. So it's quite a nice, quick game. And I describe it as mechanically simple but strategically complex.
Oh, I like the sound of that. When people are playing, then, is it individual decks then, or are they drawing from one combined deck and then having to make best use of their hands, or how does the game break down itself?
Absolutely. Let me tell you about it. Well, I'll give you the theme because that helps explain what we're doing. So we are mighty adventurers. Perhaps we're playing a rogue or a druid, classic D&D characters there. And we have this big pile of treasure here, this hoard deck, and that's what we're going to split between us. So we have one deck of cards here. We take the game goes in a series of rounds, and it has 3 phases of play. In the first phase of play, we would take 3 cards off the top of the deck and lay it out on our player board like this. So I'm just going to pretend and put these 3 here for now. And then we'd reveal to everybody what we have. Second phase of play, we have the negotiate phase, where we'd go around taking turns to buy something from each other. So for example, on this player board, this has 1 coin, this is 2, this has 3. So I might choose to spend 1 coin and take this and put this into my collection down here. And we each take a turn going around and doing that. Then we'd move on to the claim phase. Anything that people haven't bought here would now move down and is also mine, which makes me very pleased.
Yes.
Now I have these things here. Each of the cards have unique abilities and things they can do. So for example, I'll show you this emerald card to the camera. I could either discard this card for the number of coins it says, which I've forgotten, 4, because I can't read upside down, or I could keep it for 3 victory points at the end of the game. And we just go around in a series of rounds doing those 3 actions until we run out of the cards here. So we run out of that deck, and all the scoring takes place at the end of the game. So scoring, we have these 5 open titles that we're all competing against. So for example, this one says score if you have the most coins at the end of the game, so that one's easy. And then everyone has their own secret hidden objectives, like this one, for example, here. So this one says this player would score 15 victory points if they have the emerald and the healing herbs. Oh, and aren't they lucky? Those 2 cards just happen to be there. Okay. Who set that up? But that's it, really. So as you can see, mechanically quite simple, but there's a lot of interactions and gameplay and strategy that you could have.
And with the individual characters then, the rogue, the druid, that sort of thing, are their classes important, or are they just there to give flavour to the play, or do they influence the actual gameplay itself?
Yeah, well actually, interestingly enough, each character class lets you win ties for different titles. So you'll notice we've got 5 different types here. We've got arms, natural, etc. So if you're playing the druid, you have an advantage on natural titles, because if there's a split, so like you're tied in it, then the druid would win. So this just gives you a little edge and leans in towards those titles.
So it seems like a very, like say, a simple game to pick up, but there's a lot of tactical depth, and it seems like it's going to play relatively quickly as well. So 2 to 5 players?
Yes, it's 2 to 5 players. I generally think when players know the game, it takes like 20 to 30 minutes to play. Obviously, your first game, figuring out and reading all the cards is a bit longer, but yeah.
Yeah, and it's nice to see that every adventuring party always breaks down the minute the loot is shown. So it's nice to have a game that actually explicitly shows that being played, because I don't know anybody who ever wants the rogue to keep anything that they've got and they steal like the clappers around them. Is this available then at the Expo itself?
Do you know what it's going to be? But this thing with tariff happens. I don't know if you've heard about it. So no, it's not available at the Expo, but it is shipping at the moment. We're filling to our Kickstarter backers because it's successfully funded on Kickstarter. It will be available next Expo for just £15, and it will be available at retail in the 4th quarter of this year before Christmas. So you can look out at your friendly local gaming store if you go into enpublishingrpg.com or buy it there.
Okay. And if people are here at the Expo and they want to see what else you've got, where can they find you?
So we are on the EN Publishing stand, and I believe we're on stand 3525, or I could be wrong, and you look in the guide and look where EN Publishing is, and we're there. We're in hall 3.
There you go. I'm sure one of our clever editors will put the number below this anyway, so if it's not that, it will be this. And if they match, fantastic. we're going to push on and see what else there is to see here at the Expo. Bye-bye.